A very good afternoon. I'm Alok Srivastava on Network Nuts YouTube channel, and I'm really extremely sorry for being hibernated for more than 3 weeks. Hectic schedule, no excuses. So I'm just here, obviously, I'm here to give you a very small uh, tips and some fine tuning regarding your Sudo authorization control. So this video is all about how you can fine tune your Sudo and couple of very interesting things that you can configure in the Sudo to make it work more effectively for you. Some couple of hacks. I know you all have learned about the Sudo during your regular RSC training, and it's indeed a very good tool for delegating the control. So Sudo is actually used for the authorization control, and we know this. We are learning Sudo since our RSC training days. So I'm just opening my GI editor, my trusted editor, to jot down the notes for you, so that it will be helpful for you. Just a moment, guys. Let me make the font change, font and color. Use the system font. I say cobalt. I love this cobalt, the blue one. Okay, let me try. So sudo, make it bold. Just a moment. Preferences, font, change it to bold. Great. Now I will be talking about sudo authorization control. Some interesting I says hacks or tricks. I hope the font is visible. Okay, we all know that sudo is used for delegating the control to other users. First thing that you should remember, point number one, is that you should always use the vi sudo or vsudo command or program to edit the etc sudoers file. Never use vi editor to edit the etc sudoers file. I'll tell you why. So always use vi sudo program, or I'll just make it font slightly more big. My gut feeling is saying that I should just make it say 14. Yeah, makes more sense. Yeah. So always use vi sudo program to edit the etc sudoers file. Why? Okay, and I can write here, and not any other editor like vi or vim, right? Why? Because the reason is very simple. There are a couple of very good benefit attached with a vsudo. Sorry. Because number one point is it locks the file. Very simple. It locks the file. So only one user can edit the file at a time. Let me show you. Second, more important, it points you about any syntax error that vi will never do or any editor will never do. Verify the syntax and prompt you for the action. Let me first show you the first point. So I'll just minimize this. I come here I am. So if I use the vsudo program and I press enter here, and the file is still open, means somebody is editing the file, right? I'm not writing anything here, but the file is open. That means somebody is editing the file. Fair enough. Now if I go to other terminal, I have got another terminal here also. I go to other terminal, some other user, some other admin is also trying to run the or edit the etc sudoers file using the vsudo. So it gives you a very prominent message that etc sudoers is busy, try again. So there is a local lock available with the vsudo. This you will never get this kind of message in the vi or vim or nano or any other editor. Fine, it opens the file in read only, but why to open the file? So it clearly gives you a message that it is being used by the other guy. You can try later on. So the first thing is very important. Always use vsudo. Never use the editor, right? Okay. Now let us do another topic here. So that thing is really interesting here. Second point, a second recommendation is that you can always force the sudo to prompt for the password. Look, I'll just show you a very always force the sudo to prompt for the password. What happens when the user is executing the sudo for the first time? It prompts the user for the password, but then the password will be cached for next 5 minutes or 15 minutes. Let me show you this. So you can force the sudo not to remember the password and always force the user to give the password, so that you can be double sure that the sudo is being done by the authentic user. Let me show you a very simple example. Suppose here I have a user here. Rn. There's a user here Rn. So I'm trying to assign some command to him. Say fdisk-l, right? So I give the command where is fdisk. First it is recommended to check the path. Always use this, though if it is in your path then it is fine, but it is always recommended to call the command by the absolute path as bin fdisk. Now I give vi sudo, go somewhere here, I write here, say fdisk for rn. I'm just mentioning a comment. I write here rn on all the machines with the rights of the root user. Okay, the other point, that the vi sudo or vsudo will also prompt you for the syntax error. So suppose by mistake I forget to close the braces. Look here, I had intentionally skipped to close the braces here, and I am using the vi sudo or vsudo, and now if so there is a syntax error. So if I am trying to save and come out, it gives me a very prominent message. What now? What you want to do? There is a syntax error on line number 102. You can either press enter here, you can edit the sudo file again, you can exit without doing any changes and quit after saving, which is not recommended. So I can obviously, if it is prompted to me by the application, I can simply press E here and go here and check the error, and the chances are that very good that I will be able to locate the issue. So I just give here that rn on all the machine with the rights of the root, he can run as bin fdisk command. Fair enough. Now no error. That's great. Now I go to other terminal. I have got another terminal. Here I logged in with rn. Now when rn tries to give as bin fdisk-l, because he's doing it for the first time, he's prompted for the password. Password is Red Hat for the labs. Here comes the output. That is great. Now say after a couple of minutes, rn is giving or executing the same command again. He will not be prompted for the password because his password is remembered by the machine. You don't want this. Might be rn has taken a break and he has gone for a cup of coffee or tea, and somebody else can come down on the machine and can run the same command, as he know that RN had just executed the command, so he will not be prompted for the password. You don't want this. You want every time, don't remember the password. Every time somebody or the user is executing the sudo, you should prompt him for the password. That is what you should be doing, or I intend to do it. Okay, I just do an exit from here. So how to do this? How to force the sudo to prompt for the password? If you do a man sudoers, I'll show you, and search for the word timestamp. See here, timestamp timeout. It tells you by default it is 5 minutes. So number of minutes that can elapse before sudo will ask for a password again. The default is 5 minutes. If I set it 0, it will always prompt for the password. So I just need to use this timestamp underscore timeout. So what I do here, I open the vsudo again, right? Anywhere I go to the bottom, or I'll just write it here where I'm writing all the options. Say I'm specifying that users will be prompted for passwords each time, right? So I can just write here defaults timestamp underscore timeout, the same parameter that I had shown you, is equal to 0. So it is a system wide setting. System wide settings applied on all users. If you wish that it should be applied to a specific user, even that can be done. So in that case, you can write defaults colon and then the username, say username, and then write here timestamp underscore timeout equal to 0 or any other value. So it will be specific to the user. So I'm not doing this, but I had shown it to you. So I'm just making a comment here very gracefully. So I just specified this, that the timestamp timeout will be 0, means please do not remember the password. Save and come out. Now let us try. So if the RNs comes in again, he is doing a sudo prompted for the password, fair enough. Again sudo, again password. So every time he is executing sudo, the machine will forgetting the password and he will be prompted for the password for every time he is issuing or using the sudo substitute user, right? So it is a very good thing. Or you can tell the employees or your users to use manually sudo -k option. I'll tell you, show you. So sudo -k option can be done to, or you can educate your clients to use sudo -k every time. But the better is, why not fix it on the server itself, right? So that is a very good point, that always you can specify the timestamp here. So I had specified it. So let me mention it in my notes for you. Just a moment. So just to minimize this, and I can write in here. Always force the sudo to prompt for the password. So it can be done by using the option under etc sudoers. You need to write it. I can mention here using vi sudo. Never use vim. So you can write here very simple, defaults, then timestamp underscore timeout equal to 0. So it will be a system wide setting. System wide setting. If you want to specific to a person, defaults, then the username, then timestamp timeout is equal to 0. So it will be a user specific setting. But it is a very good practice. Then a second hack or a small trick can be, suppose I want that the user should be allowed to run any command which is under a specific directory. So am I supposed to write those 1000 files? No. I can also delegate the control to run any program under a directory. I can also do this. Simply just under the etc sudoers using vsudo, I can just write here, say rn on all the machine with the rights of the root user, just sbin, say sbin. So I need to end it with slash. Slash and at the end means that I can mention here end with slash. That means user can run any application under the sbin directory. So the whole directory is being delegated, but you should remember one point: it will never descend into subdirectory, so if there is any. So I'll just show you one thing. I go back again. Here it is. So here I can just mention here. So instead of writing fdisk, I will do one thing. I'll just comment this out, and instead of this I can simply write rn on all the machines with the rights of the root, just give sbin slash. So when I'm giving sbin slash, that means what? That means everything under sbin directory he can execute, right? So I had commented this out specifically. So now, even now, the user rn should be allowed to run fdisk. Let me check. I saved and come out. Another terminal. Here it is. Here is the rn. Now if you give sudo sbin fdisk-l, obviously the password and the output. Whereas in my instructions I had specified the whole directory, not any file, but because I had ended it with a slash, I had ended this with a slash, that means everything in that directory will be delegated. It can be you need to think whether you really want it or not. One more a very interesting option can be, you can also tell the sudo not to allow any command argument. Let me show you a very simple example. As I've just saved and come out, I give the command where is df. So df is under bin, right? I want that rn should be able to run the df command, df-h, or say the df command. So if I open the vsudo or the sudo file, and here I specify here rn on all the machines with the rights of the user can run bin df. That means he can run df with any command argument. All the command arguments are allowed. Okay, let us check. Saved and come out. So now he can run bin df-h, the password. That's great. So he can issue the command argument -h or any other option which is available. He can use that. I don't want this. I want that he should be allowed to run the command, but without specifying any command argument. That is what I intend. So just open is, save and come out. Sorry, save, and just here after this just put a quotes. He can run df. Now it is without any command argument. Command arguments are not allowed. I specified it with 2 times double quotes. saved and come out. If I go here now, if he's trying to run df-h and he's giving the password, sorry, you are not allowed. You can give df, that is fair enough. So in this manner you can restrict your users not to run any command argument, not to pass any command arguments. So I can just mention it here in my notes. So the number 4 is very interesting. Don't allow user to use any command argument. So what I need to do, just a moment. So I'll just write say alloc on all the machines as user root, say bin df and 2 times quotes. That's it. So that simply means cannot use any command argument argument. Okay, what next? You can allow the user to run a whole command along with the argument. You can specify the command as well as the argument. Let's suppose I want that rn should be able to change the password for user alloc. So what need to be done? I can say a whole command and the argument can be passed in sudo. Say for example, I want that user rn should be able to change passwords for users, say alok, arnav, like this, right? So I can simply just go in the sudo files and write alok on all the machines with the rights of the root, sorry, and then specify the command, the whole actual command. So usr bin password and then the name, say alok, then again usr bin password, say rn, sorry, arnav, like this. So keep on adding. So he can run this command only with this specific argument. Let me show you. So give vi sudo, go down, and then I go here, I say rn on all the machines with the rights of the user root can run usr bin password alok, and then say in my case usr bin password student or any other user, say arnav, like this. So now rn should be able to change the password for the user alok. That is very good. In the same trend, in the same manner, I can also give the control to a user to start or stop a particular service. Let's suppose I want that rn should be allowed to at least start or restart the Apache service, not any other service. By default, he cannot do this. So I can delegate that control also. Just a moment. All right here. So number 6, very interesting one again. I can allow a user to say start or stop a daemon. Very simple. Just as that specified in my point number 5, just specify the whole path. So I give say alok all with the rights of the root user. You can say etc init.d httpd restart, then comma etc, sorry, init.d httpd say status. I don't want him to stop, only restart and the status can be checked. So that can be done. Let me check. So I give a vsudo here, go to the bottom, and I allow the rn to do this. So here again I write rn on all the machines with the rights of the root, say etc init.d httpd restart, and then I can specify etc init.d httpd status. So he cannot stop it, he can merely do a restart and check the status. So let us check. So now rn goes in, is trying to give this command sudo etc init.d httpd status root password. It stopped. Restart. Okay, can he stop? Sorry, you are not allowed to do stop, and this activity will be recorded, and this activity will be recorded. Fine, right? So you can allow this. Okay, so that is good. And the last thing, again, after you had learned all these steps, how can I check what kind of activity is going on? So I want a report of all sudo unauthorized attempts. It's very simple. So the point can be just install the logwatch. So you can use yum install logwatch, and then after you had installed it, you can use simply give the logwatch command. Logwatch hyphen print hyphen service is sudo hyphen range all. That's it. It will show you all the activity on your unauthorized activity on the sudo regardless of the date. So I just go down there, I'll just check rpm query logwatch whether it is installed. Mine, it is installed. So I can just give logwatch hyphen print hyphen service is sudo, and irrespective of the time range all. Look here, here it is. He has tried it. Just I need to go to the bottom. Just a moment. Just a moment. I'll just clear it and make it slightly smaller. Yeah, makes sense. Here it is. So it that rn as a root has tried this. Okay, let me give one intentional like wrong command. Say he's trying to do a reboot. Oops, I've done the has-been. Sorry. So it has rebooted the whole machine. It's really a mess. Okay, but I hope the point was clear. And now I need to do it again. This is wrong. Let me just start it once more, because I had defined for the has-been and I forgot that. So I just make the hardest before the cd and just try to start it again. So I shouldn't have done this command. So you need to be careful. See, so actually I am a bit stupid that I forget that I had delegated the control for the has-been. So anything under has-been he can execute. Just a moment. And I lost that file also, but fine. So in this manner you can just check all the activities and everything which is going in your machine. Let me just give you a logwatch, the last command. Just a moment. Thank you very much. Thank you for seeing my nonsense activities. So I again give the logwatch. Logwatch hyphen print hyphen service is sudo hyphen range all. So this is the activity that the logwatch has reported. So I don't have any unauthorized activity right now. He has done all these things, and if I so feel free to use this small tips and tricks in your while you are configuring the sudo. So thank you very much for watching this small video, and I hope you will learn a couple of things from this video, and I'll try to be more regular, at least twice a month. So thank you very much. God bless. Take care. See you soon.